The final round of the MX-5 Cup sees these fast roadsters head to Japan's Tsukuba circuit for 30 laps to wind down this amazing challenge between all of these drivers. Aiden Norman and newcomer Daniel Michael on the front row as they take off and get ready for the green flag from Tsukuba circuit. The pace car pulls in. Michael and Norman on the point. They get ready to race. We're glad you could join us for the final round. Green flag is out. Brio goes around, already a couple of cards collected. Tristan Catania spun in turn one. There goes Jeremy Brio turning Briley right. Michael gets the lead and keeps the lead. Seth Wansing in second and Aiden Norman in third as the first caution flies. Didn't even make it halfway across the racetrack. Let's see just exactly how that start happened. Let's go back to Tristan here, who just lost it in turn number two. Not even before turn two. Let's see what happens. Keep your eye on the ally machine in the back. Looks like Josh Garrison might have gotten into the 48, had a little something to do with that. Now let's go back to Briley Wright and Jeremy Brio, who came together. Keep your eye on the white 51 of Briley. Oh, Brio gets turned around. Briley's going to come back onto the racetrack right in front of Brio's path. And the Mario machine, Jimmy Kerr III, gets caught up there. So Daniel Michael is at the front of this race. Or is it Michelle? Because he's missing the A in his last name. Maybe it's Daniel Michelle. Anyway, Michelle leads. Seth Wansing in second. Aiden Norman in third. Michelle currently unavailable for an interview. So let's see what's up with Seth Wansing, who's holding down that second position. Seth Wansing, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
What's up, buddy?
Well, not the most productive start to the race, but here you are sitting in second with just over 27 laps to go. This new guy, who's this Daniel Michelle guy? You guys were talking about him in practice.
He's pretty quick. I haven't even heard his voice before, nor have I ever raced against him, but I know he's a couple tenths faster than the field, so it'll be a little tough to beat him, but we'll see. You never know about these Mazda races, but they've been a blast. These cars are fun to drive, so gonna see what we got here. Should be a lot of fun. And I'm sure the 62 and this 3 car will be the ones to beat, but should be a whole lot of fun.
Crown Royal machine looking good from that second position. You've got Aiden Norman right behind you. So if Michelle's just going to take away with this one, you've got to battle Aiden Norman, who is leading the points by 5 markers over Jeremy Brio, and you're tied for 4th with Tom Sears, who's not in tonight's race. You've got a shot at one of these little Mazda MX-5 trophies, man. You could end up on the championship podium today.
Oh, I would love nothing more than to put one of those nice little trophies that you're investing in up on the mantle. So, gonna go for bronze, because why not, and see what happens. Should be a lot of fun, and hopefully have some luck and maybe get third in points.
Gold and silver are so overrated, Seth. Go for the bronze.
I'm telling you, man. Third place is, yeah, it is, man. It's overrated.
You heard it from the 2-time A-squared champion. Gold and silver, overrated. Go for the bronze. Best of luck, buddy. Keep it fun out there.
All right, buddy. Hope to talk to you soon.
My man, Seth. Shout out to the Wansing family. Shout out to everybody over in the Kansas City area checking us out. Let's see what we can do this time. We're going to turn them loose one more time just to see what happens. Daniel Michel and Seth Wansing this time will have the front row. And we're going to have 27 laps to go when we go green. And watch them all just fly down that straight. Green flag is out one more time. Let's go racing again from Tsukuba.
Green.
Oh, and there goes another car through that first corner. Watch them all wind out of one. Wansing leading, Jeremy Brio, Josh Garrison, that was race leader Daniel Michel that went for a spin out of that first corner. He finds himself 2 seconds behind the Mario MX-5 of Jimmy Kerr. Aiden Norman in 5th, Seth Wansing ahead of Jeremy Brio. Brio finds himself 2nd in the points, 5 points away from Aiden Norman. Jeremy's got to finish 5 positions ahead of Aiden Norman if he wants those points. And as it stands, Seth Wansing will surpass Briley Wright for that race lead. Josh Garrison has crashed out of the final corner. Is that Briley Wright that went with him as well? No, it's Tristan Catania in the 48. Seth Wansing still leads. Brio in 2nd. How about Daniel Is that Wansing going around? He almost lost it. Brio to his outside. Hard block by Seth. There goes Jeremy Brio. He's losing control of his race car. Slides right back into Briley Wright. You saw that coming. Jimmy Kerr's going to avoid him. Daniel Michel will get around this calamity. And you sort of knew that was coming. Let's have another look. Jeremy Brio loses his race car ahead of turn 5. Saw Seth got loose. He threw a hard block on Jeremy. Jeremy just loses a little bit. Aiden will get around him. And Jeremy turns right into Briley Wright. Let's have a look at this from Aiden's point of view because that was pretty clever. He just avoids all of that. Aiden Norman right there earning himself his own cold trickle move of the race.
Ice cream.
And the North Carolinian sits in the 2nd position behind Kansas City's Seth Wansing. Let's bother Aiden and see what's up. Aiden Norman, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, you're sitting in a calm, cool, collected 2nd place after calamity. The first 2 laps. These first 6 laps have been nothing but calamity, and it's so entertaining to watch, man. Compared to last week at Las Vegas, you guys are just as close, but it's not a full throttle sprint.
This is an interesting track for the finale for sure. It's a little bit hectic, especially when you're close to each other. These cars are oddly loose here. In most places I've been finding them tight, but here they slip and slide a lot, so it makes side-by-side racing a lot more fun.
Well, we wanted to start and end the series with races in Japan. So we started at Motegi, and we're ending at the Tsukuba circuit. A lot of guys coming in. Obviously, we know the rules by now. Unlimited fast repairs, unlimited tires. So really, if anybody wants to come down pit road, they can, but then they have to work their way back from the front. How about Daniel Michel? We asked Seth about him, and Seth just says that he's stupid fast. Aside from that, nobody really knows anything about this guy. It's almost like Rex Racer from the old Speed Racer cartoons.
Yeah, I don't know where he came from, but he's here and he's proven to be a worthy foe. He was, I don't know, 3-4 tenths quicker than me in qualifying, and he's definitely quicker lap to lap. So it's going to be a tough battle, but we've got at least 4 cars up here to hold him back right now, it looks like. So we're going to try, but he's crazy fast, so he may very well end up winning this, and if he does, it's going to be well deserved. He's crazy quick.
Well, how about Seth Wanting? Speaking of worthy adversaries, you've got the pride of Kansas City just ahead of you now. And are you going to let him make his own mistakes, or are you going to just try and get him on this first lap? What's your strategy?
It's a long race. We'll see what happens. If it's going to be reactive, basically. If he breaks early enough, I might try and send it around the outside, but if he's very defensive on the start, I might just have to wait my turn.
23 to go this time by Aiden. Let's see if you walk away with a championship, man, but keep it fun. Enjoy yourself out there.
All right, thank you, Rick.
So let's see what they do this time again. Seth Wanting and Aiden Norman are going to be on the front row. This new hot shot that no one's ever heard of, Daniel Michel, is going to be lining up right behind Seth Wanting. It looks like they're trying to go single file, but we're going to make it as double wide as possible here. Coming to the green flag, Wansing, Norman, Brio, Michel, your top 4, waiting for the signal to go loose once again. Wansing puts his foot down, and we're racing in Japan. Couple guys going around out of the corner. Seth Wansing makes it through, but look who's right behind him, Jeremy Brio, and now Daniel Michel catching up to the lead pack. Can you call 2 cars a pack? Well, we are now. How about Aiden Norman on the inside? Michel trying to make it work. Now Michel gonna bump draft Aiden Norman. And look at the battle for the lead. Jeremy Brio weaving around Seth Wansing heading into the last turn. Norman going really wide. He's gone right off the racetrack. Daniel Michel now looking to get under Seth Wansing. Jeremy Brio next on the hit list. Look at Michel sending it in really deep on Brio. Brave move. That is a super brave move by Daniel Michel. And he's now your new leader. Jeremy Brio in second. Seth Wansing in third. Aiden Norman goes immediately to the pits. He's going to have to wait on a caution to catch back up, but now Jeremy Brio watching Michel peel away from him. Briley Wright sitting in fourth. And this Daniel Michel fella taking the field by storm. Brio in second, getting a good draft on that 3 car. To go next time by, and if you've just tuned in, you haven't missed a thing. And there goes Michel. Michel's gone around. He spins the car out of turn number 1, and he's taken himself out of the lead again. Have a look. Caution is out after Michel and Catania come together. What in the world happened here? What is Tristan Catania thinking? He just spins the 3 of Daniel Michel coming into turn number 4. Jimmy Kerr also goes around. Jeremy Brio, your race leader. Seth Wansing in second. Briley Wright in third. So let's bother Pennsylvania's Jeremy Brio for a word on what's going on. JB, it's Rick James. You got me. Jeremy Brio, Rick James up top. Can you hear me? Last call. Jeremy Brio, Rick James in the booth. You got me? And I guess Jeremy can't hear us. That's perfectly all right. Let's go to Kentucky's Briley Wright in that third position. One of those bluegrass bandits. Briley, what's up, man? Rick James up top. You got me?
How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. How are you doing? You're sitting with a great chance to end up with some hardware, a little bit of trophy. Once this race is over, how do you fancy your chances?
It's all right. I know Seth is really my only competition right here, and I've been able to keep up with him. I think that I should be able to get around him. So just as long as I keep it on the track and everything, I should be all right getting around Seth.
Well, it's not the easiest track. Seth was saying that these cars are pretty loose. They don't brake very well. How are you feeling about it, man? Is it something that's... I mean, you've been doing better in these MX-5s. Let's make no mistake about it. After flipping 17 times at Vegas, here you are sitting in third with a chance for a trophy. You're getting the hang of these things.
Weeks in a row, I guess it's just the nature of it, I guess. It's getting in the hang of doing these road courses and starting to pop. That helps me out. No, I think that they brake pretty good. They're amazing. You just got to drive the heck out of them and use the heck out of the brakes. They are a little loose. I just had trash train right in front of me. They are a little bit loose, but not too bad.
Well, speaking of loose, Tri-Strand just straight up took out this Daniel Michel guy who's waxed the field in qualifying. He seems beatable. He spun himself twice, though. Is it something where you guys are just going to have to keep the pressure applied, or is it one of those things where you just hope he doesn't get to the front?
I just hope that he doesn't get to the front, pretty much.
All right, man. We'll see how the rest of the race goes for you. Keep the shiny side up, and hopefully we talk to you at the end.
All righty, thank you, man.
So we'll let that Bluegrass Bandit get back to work. We're going to have 18 laps to go when we restart this race. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the ARCS MX Cup final round on Rick James TV and iRock TV Media. Pace car peels in. Jeremy Brio, Seth Wansing on the front row. We're going to throw the green flag with 18 circuits remaining under the setting sun of Japan. Not the rising sun. The sun is setting this time. The green flag is out and Jeremy Brio's in the lead. You heard more hard contact between them. Here they come through the S's into 4. Brio running away with this lead. Briley Wright caught out. Daniel Michel trying to fly through this field. To the inside of Briley Wright. There you see Brio running away with it. Wright trying to defend from the Californian. He gets into the hairpin around Wright, and now the chase is on. Let's go on board with Michel. tricky lap at the Tsukuba circuit, just over a mile in length. Michelle making the most of it and hoping to be the winner after 38 miles is done. Jeremy Brio sits ahead of Aiden Norman, but Norman may not be sitting behind Brio for much longer. Here comes Michelle on the outside into the second of 4 hairpins. Heavy contact there as Norman kills the crossover move, and Michelle now packing the pressure onto the back end of the 6-2. There goes Michelle finally working his way around the North Carolinian, the Californian. Will he try the crossover out of the hairpin? Norman now trying to defend, and Michelle with the draft. One more look into turn number 1. Aiden Norman with a good defense out of that first corner. Jeremy Brio's lead reduced to 1 1/3 seconds. Seth Wansing now fighting with Jimmy Kerr out of turn number 1. Aiden Norman, will he be successful this time in holding off Michelle? The crossover attempt fails for the Californian. It goes Pennsylvania, North Carolina, California, your top 3. Kentucky's Briley Wright in 4th. And Missouri's Seth Wansing rounding out that top 5. Finally getting around Jimmy Kerr, while Norman attempts to hold off Michelle once again. You just heard Aiden just hooking that transmission as Michelle puts his front bumper right under the cage, and Brio goes wide out of the final corner. Contact with Aiden Norman. Brio just risking it a little too much, and the caution will come out with 14 laps to go. Aiden Norman, your new leader at the Tsukuba circuit. Norman, Michelle, Wright, your top 3. Jimmy Kerr right behind Seth Wansing. Let's bother James Kerr. Let's see what he's up to. Jimmy Kerr, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, buddy. One of the, I believe, 2 North Carolinians in this race. Seth Wansing just got around you. Kind of appropriate Mario paint scheme you got going on, man. I'm loving this right now. Good scenes coming out of the 75 camp.
Oh yeah, I've been it's actually been a pretty decent race for me.
Well, I mean, right now you're sitting in the top 5, albeit there's 8 cars, but you're sitting in the top 5 right now. Not a bad run for you, although Wansing has been pretty good, and he got the best of you there. But how are you finding these race cars? Because Seth in that Crown Royal machine says that these things are pretty loose, and the braking's not too great. What do you think?
I actually like them. You kind of have to throw them around a little more than I thought you would have to at this track.
Points kind of meaningless for now, but we do appreciate you coming through, joining the fun. What's it going to take to get around Seth? Because he's pretty strong tonight. Can you force a mistake out of him?
He's been making a couple, so soon.
I mean, we'll see what happens for sure, definitely. As far as the race goes, you've got Seth ahead of you, Riley in front of you. We're going to have 12 laps to go. Well, no, I think 11 to go when we get the green flag here. So anything is possible, Jimmy. Just try and keep the cars on all 4 wheels.
That's the plan.
I mean, after Briley flipped 17 times at Las Vegas, I have no idea what's going to happen, but we're here for the chaos and we'll embrace it, man. Keep the shiny side up, and who knows, maybe we'll be talking to you at the end of the race.
I appreciate it.
So Aiden Norman will be your race leader as Daniel Michelle and Seth Wansing will decide to come down pit road for fresh tires, fresh fuel, and everything else they can get their hands on. You watching from the comfort of your screen, don't go anywhere. We're going to restart with 10, count it, 10 laps to go, and we'll see what these roadsters make of this race. Fans, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a 60-second break and be back for the restart. The buzz gets louder as the MX-5s get closer. They're going to come out of that last corner and restart this race with 10 laps to go. Pick your favorite, put a bet on your driver, and let's see just what they can do. The pace car is in. The MX-5s are out, and they're ready to go. Aiden Norman and Briley right on the front row. 10 circuits remain. Norman gets away with the lead. Briley right, Josh Garrison, Seth Wanson going for a spill, Jimmy Kerr, Dan Michelle involved. They don't even make it two corners before the yellow comes out once again, and we're going to restart inside the final 9 laps. The cars will come around and catch the pace car. Let's see what happened in turn 1. Keep your eye on that Purple Crown Royal machine. Just 3 wide, Dan Michelle in the middle, Seth going 2 wide with it. TOO going 2 wide with that 3 wide. Jimmy Kerr getting involved. So it's going to be, what, inside 7 laps to go, maybe 6 to go when we restart again. How about Josh Garrison up to the 3rd position? Let's talk to this man real quick. Josh Garrison, Rick James in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
My friend, you're sitting in 3rd right now. Where did this come from, or are you just keeping your nose as clean as possible?
I'm just trying to stay out of trouble. I mean, I'm already damaged. I've got front end alignment issues, but yeah, stay out of trouble. Keep it up here.
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility for you to end up on the podium. It's just you've got a couple really good drivers behind you. Dan Michel, who's in 5th, Jeremy Brio, who's in 4th. It's doable. I mean, you just got to put a little bit of wheel into it and see what comes up.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough with them guys. They're definitely faster than I am. So yeah, hopefully I can stay in front of them.
Seth says the car's a little bit too loose. A couple guys say that the braking is really difficult. How do you find the car? Is it one of those things where you have to just throw around the circuit and hope it sticks?
Yep, it sure is.
It looks like a blast out there, man. I'm glad you're having fun, and I'm really interested to see what you make of this current 3rd place. So don't wreck it. Keep the shiny side up, and hopefully, Josh, we talk to you at the end of this race, man.
Yep, sounds good.
So the lights are off. The lights are still on atop the pace car. Looks like we're going to be restarting with about 6 laps to go in this one. Aiden Norman, Briley Wright, Josh Garrison, Jeremy Brio, Tristan Catania. Your top 5, and there's Daniel Michel rejoining the racetrack. Let's see if we can have a word with New Jersey's Tristan Catania. Tristan, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, Rick?
What's up with you? You're sitting in the top 5. You've got a shot at getting a decent podium out of this.
Possibly. To be honest, I don't know what's going right now.
It's all chaos. From my end, looking from the booth, it's all chaos, but I'm having a blast. I hope you're having fun too.
I'm having fun. This fun. Hopefully I get something good out of it. Oh God, they're looking in front of me.
Oh my gosh, I just under caution too. I mean, maybe you're the one that's not paying attention because I'm talking to you under yellow.
No, I can break them.
Anyway, man, the
Time
lights
now,
are
it's fast time.
exactly right. The lights are out atop the pace car, so we're gonna let you get racing here with 7 to go. Best of luck, man. Keep it on 4 wheels.
Thank you.
He's going to try to keep it on 4 wheels at least. We're going to see what these guys can make out of this fun little MX-5 dash to the finish. It's been a thrilling 5 races, and it started out a little more serious than what we intended. Somewhere around the 2nd race, we just said, forget it. Let's just throw stuff together and see what happens for the fun of it. So that's exactly what they're going to do here for these next 7 laps. They're going to throw it together, see what happens. The green flag will come out with Aiden Norman and Briley Wright on the front row. It's 7 to go at Tsukuba. How about Josh Garrison sending it in deep, 3 wide out of turn number 1, and they don't survive again. Jeremy Brio, Jimmy Kerr involved in this one. And now we're going to restart inside 5 laps to go. Let's see what happened on this restart here. Keep your eye on Garrison in the 44. They're going to go 3 wide out of turn number 1 again. Seth just losing control of his race car. Jimmy Kerr involved. Dan Michel makes it through. And we'll see if the 3... Well, Brio still hasn't moved. Neither has Jimmy Kerr. Dan Michel is in 5th as Seth Wansing races to catch back up to the safety car. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . And there they finally get moving again. Jimmy Kerr finally gets a move on. Seth Wansing will slow down to let the North Carolinian get around the safety car and get back into line. So it looks like these guys are going to need a minute or two to get collected. And you can hear Jimmy Kerr sending his transmission through the ringer. So it's going to be Wansing, Norman, Garrison, your top three. Jeremy Brio looks like he's jumped to pit road. We'll see if he's on the lead lap for the end of this one. And Seth leads Norman. Here are the points coming into this race. Aiden Norman leading Jeremy Brio by 5 markers, and the points go down by 1 marker at a time. So, the simple math is this. Jeremy Brio, who has 2 wins in the MX-5 Cup, needs to finish 5 spots ahead of Aiden Norman. So that means even with a win by Jeremy Brio, Aiden Norman needs to finish 6th or worse. So Jeremy gets his hands on that gold trophy. As far as the battle for 3rd goes, Briley Wright sits 2 points ahead of the tie for 4th. Tom Sears is not here, so that leaves Seth Wansing, who is just 1 lone point ahead of Jimmy Kerr, with Briley Wright sitting in 6th. Right now, Seth Wansing would leapfrog Briley, and Seth would get the 3rd spot and his hands on that little bronze trophy. So we'll see what happens in these next few laps. We'll see who's feeling brave. We'll see who's feeling conservative with about 5 laps to go. Who's got the juice and who doesn't? The MX-5 Cup is going to come down to the wire, and we're glad you could be here to share it with us. So the lights are out atop the pace car, and the field coming down to a very slow crawl to allow Jeremy Brio to get back into racing shape, and that's mighty nice of them. We're going to restart with 3 laps to go. Briley Wright now within 4 spots to Seth Wansing. And I'll be honest, with none of these guys having a win, I have no idea how the tiebreaker is going to work, but we'll see what happens. And the restart's been waved off, so it looks like they're going to cross the line with 3 to go. The light's still on atop the pace car, and it'll be a green-white checker to settle it all. Seth Wansing, Josh Garrison, Aiden Norman, your top 3. There's Jeremy Brio, who is 5 spots behind Aiden Norman, and he needs to be 5 spots ahead of Aiden Norman to make this all work. So we'll see where he ends up when the checkered flag flies. Jeremy almost wrecking his race car, just trying to get back into line. Let's have one more talk with Seth Wansing here. Seth Wansing, Rick James up top, can you hear me?
What's up, buddy?
Green and white checker. The first attempt of 3, and you're after that 3rd place trophy. Briley Wright, and I said earlier to the fans, I have no idea how this tiebreaker is going to go, but the simple math is this. As it stands, you would take over 3rd place and put your hands on that bronze trophy. Briley has to finish 2 spots or better behind you to hold on to 3rd, and we're going to have just under 3 miles to do it. Are you thinking more about the trophy, about points, or you really just want to get that win?
Get a win. Hopefully I can keep the trophy, but if not, oh well. Try to keep something up my sleeve. Got some crazy stuff going on. Some way too, I don't know how to say it. Hurt feelings, but you know, it is what it is.
I'll say it. You went 3 wide out of turn number 1. What was that all about?
Hey, it stuck. I didn't touch anybody. Timed it right. So, gotta do something. So, felt like I was done wrong. I didn't see the replay of it. Went to show my displeasure and got really wrecked. So, oh well. Whatever. But these guys behind me are fast. Jeremy, Daniel, Aiden's probably going to get there, and I'm sure someone's going to send it. So the odds of me being in the lead off of 1 are not great, but I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure I am. So we'll see.
2.5 miles to go, buddy. Hopefully we talk to you at the end. Good luck.
Thanks, sir.
The pride of Kansas City in the lead with 2 laps remaining. Let's see how the championship pans out. Green flag is out. There goes Michelle, sending it really deep on the inside. Will he come out clean? No! Josh Garrison with a big spill. 2, 3, 4 cars involved. Michelle up to 2nd, right behind Wansing. Aiden Norman just getting right into Michelle, and it's just all devolved into chaos. So we're going to have another restart, and let's break all of this down. Keep your eyes on the orange car of Josh Garrison in the 44. Well, keep your eyes on Dan Michelle also. He's going to be in the blue car. There he is, the 3. Garrison coming down right ahead of Michelle. Now watch Aiden Norman. That bright yellow car right here. Nope, this is the wrong restart. This is totally the wrong restart. Watch again. Let's try this one more time. Keep your eye on the orange car of Josh Garrison. Michelle was there. Michelle was there. He established that. Now keep your eye on Norman in the yellow car. Yeah, not sure what Aiden was thinking there, but there was no intention of making the corner, and he just wrecks Dan Michelle. So the caution comes out one more time, and let's hear it from the horse's mouth here and find out what was up. Aiden Norman, Rick James up top, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Explain to the fans what happened there. It didn't look like you had any intention of turning the car when you got into Dan Michelle.
I think that was a little bit of net code. Everyone, Jeremy and Tri both said it was net code. I'm not sure what it looked like on the broadcast, but I definitely did not mean to kill that guy there. I feel bad. I apologize to him in the text chat.
You know what? Let's look at the replay one more time and find out these claims of netcode. Let's have a look here. And this is just off the restart. You got a good restart in the 6-2. And 3 wide in the first corner, so it looks like Garrison got turned around. And then here comes the run up to what I believe is turn 4, where you got to the inside of Dan Michelle. And we'll check out these claims of netcode here. and you know, the jury's out on you on you there, Aiden. Not really sure what to say 2 or 4 netcode, but Dan Michel's going to be restarting right behind you here with 2 laps to go. What do you think is going to happen on this next restart?
Probably nothing pretty, but again, I did not mean to do that. He went a little wide, and I tried to go for it because I kind of figured that would be the last green-white checkered, but or not green-white checkered. This is the first green-white checkered, but the last restart, you know. But clearly, it is not going to be. So if he tries to dump me, I probably wouldn't blame him, but I really did not mean to do that on that corner. So.
There's also a championship on the line. Aiden, Seth Wansing trying to hold on to 3rd. Jeremy Brio still within a shout. It's a long shot, but the championship is not sealed yet. I asked Seth the same question. Are you going for the win, or are you more concerned with bringing home a trophy?
I'm going for the win. You may as well. I mean, I'm starting on the front row, so I have as good a chances as anybody. So, I mean, it's worth a shot. It's all or nothing at this point.
2 laps to go, 2.5 miles to seal the victory and possibly the ARC's MX-5 Cup title. Aiden, best of luck. We'll see what happens.
All right. Thank you, Rick.
So the lights are out atop the pace car, and we're going to give it one more try. Aiden Norman and Seth Wansing on the front row. If you've just tuned in, you've got fantastic timing. Just over 2.5 miles to settle the ARC's MX-5 Cup. Wansing going for 3rd in the standings. Norman trying to hold on to the lead. Jeremy Brio behind it all, watching the chaos devolve. Green flag is out. 2 laps to go. No chaos this time. Clean. Green out of turn number 1. Here comes the run through the S's. Dan Michel into 2nd. He's going to get right up to Seth Wansing, not put the bumper to him. How about Aiden Norman trying to split the difference? Wansing goes wide, gets into Catania.
The yellow flag is out.
Caution is out. Big mix-up here. And let's go back to the restart here and see what happened. Keep your eye on the purple machine of Seth Wansing. Just goes really wide there. Contact from Aiden Norman. Seth tries to save it. Gets right into Catania, who gets into Briley Wright. How about Jimmy Kerr surviving all of that? Let's ride on board with Jimmy. Survives all of that brilliantly. And that's going to earn Jimmy Kerr his own Cole Trickle move of the race.
Ice cream.
Ice cream indeed, Cole. Ice cream indeed. So how about pole sitter? Dan Michel back up to the front. Aiden Norman will start behind him with Jeremy Brio sitting in 3rd. And if we haven't mentioned it before, we'll mention it again. Jeremy Brio has to finish ahead of Aiden Norman by 5 spots to have a shot at the title. And I believe this will be green-white checkered attempt number 3. I could be wrong. We do get 3 attempts at this. So we'll see if they survive this time. The lights will turn off on top of the pace car. We're going to sort out a couple of things, and we're going to get ready for what could be the very final restart, fans. Don't go anywhere. The final of the ARC's MX-5 Cup is live, and it is about to be decided. green, white checkered attempt number 2. Dan Michelle, Aiden Norman on the front row, and a crown to be placed. Green flag is out. They all seem to make it clean and green through one. There goes Brio, spinning Norman out of turn number 1. You saw it coming. Jeremy Brio puts the bumper to Aiden Norman, and the caution will come out for the final time today. Jeremy Brio losing control of his race car after he puts the bumper to Aiden Norman, which was not out of the realm of possibility. Let's ride on board with Jeremy and watch this. One more look on board Jeremy Brio. Keep your eye on the hands. You make the call. Championship on the line. Jeremy Brio must finish ahead of Aiden Norman by 5 positions to get that trophy. And you remember round 3, the New Hampshire race. Jeremy Brio gave it a full send into Aiden Norman and dumped him to win the race. There's really no other way to put it, but Brio gives it the full send on Norman at New Hampshire. Now granted, it is a narrow track, so we can't really say that was all on Jeremy. However, as it stands, Jeremy's going to have to do a bit better than where he's at right now. If he wants this title, we're going to have one more restart. Dan Michelle is in the lead. Jimmy Kerr is in second. Josh Garrison is in third. Aiden Norman still in the pits. We'll see if they give him the same courtesy that was extended to Jeremy Brio to allow him to stay on the lead lap. Norman still in the pits. And it looks like the field will go around Norman. Dan Michelle, Jimmy Kerr, Josh Garrison, your top 3. Lights are still on atop the pace car. Not sure how this is going to work out, but we will get one more green-white checkered attempt. And these little roadsters have been, if anything, dramatic. Filled to the brim with racing drama and championship implications all over the place. And it looks like we're going to get one more restart to decide it all. Aiden Norman still in the pits. Jeremy Brio in 5th. Did that restart just decide the championship? Have one more look with Jeremy Brio and Aiden Norman. Keep your eye on the white, black, and purple car. So Brio now in 5th. Aiden Norman 1 lap off the pace in the 8th position. The lights are Still, no, they go out. The lights are out atop the pace car, so it looks like we're going to be restarting next time around. Aiden Norman will be finishing in 8th unless they give him the lap back, which seems improbable at this juncture. And Jeremy Brio only needs to gain 2 spots to come away with the title. Dan Michelle and Jimmy Kerr on the front row. Josh Garrison and Briley Wright in row number 2. Jeremy Brio and 3rd place hopeful Seth Wansing lining up 6th and 7th. And champion to be deposed at the hands of Jeremy Brio on that last restart. So we're going to see what happens. And Jimmy Kerr, of all people, has a shot to win this race. If the MX-5 Cup wasn't interesting, it just got interesting. And we have 1 1/4 miles to decide a champion.
Hang on, we're not going green.
No, the restart has been waived. The restart has indeed been waived. And there is Aiden Norman getting his lap back. The restart's been waived, and the 62 car has a chance at redemption. The championship's not over. It will be a restart between Jeremy Brio and Aiden Norman. And 6 other cars as well. Newcomer Dan Michelle leading. He will have the advantage into turn number 1, but it's been rather, maybe disrespectful is the wrong word, but it's been something. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. It hasn't been the most respectful race we've ever seen. But the beat goes on. What it has been is fun. It's been fun, it's been entertaining, and I'm thankful for every last person that has tuned in to watch the 2nd edition of the ARCS MX-5 Cup. Once again, these are the points coming into today's final round. Aiden Norman has to finish 5 spots ahead of Jeremy Brio to get the title. With a win, if Jeremy Brio were to win this race, Aiden Norman has to finish 6th or better. He'll be restarting stone dead last. Here comes the 62 getting back into racing position. This will be the final green flag of the race. Dan Michelle and Jimmy Kerr on the front row. Josh Garrison, Briley Wright, all with a chance to win. Turn 1 has been chaotic tonight. The Porsche pulls in, and this will be it. Norman looming in the distance. Points, trophies to be decided. The green flag is out at Tsukuba. Great jump by Aiden Norman. Michelle takes off. Oh, they're going to send it in way too deep. What in the world was that? Jimmy Kerr just ruined. Dan Michelle ruined. Jeremy Brio to the lead with Aiden Norman behind him. Norman, will he go for the dump? He does not, but Briley Wright tries to put a bumper to the 6-2. Chaos, disrespect, and what looks like a NASCAR Heat 5 lobby devolving behind them. Aiden Norman now trying to go to the inside of Jeremy Brio. Norman doesn't have to win to get the title. Briley Wright coming up behind the North Carolinian. Norman with one more chance on Brio, but he's going to have to act fast. One final turn. A race win and nothing more in the balance. Aiden Norman will not get to Jeremy Brio. Brio wins the final round. Aiden Norman is your champion. Briley Wright secures a 3rd place finish. Jeremy Brio winning at Tsukuba. Aiden Norman, your ARC's MX5 Cup champion. Brio with the title, with the race deciding move there at the end, and just kind of an embarrassing last lap at the end. Let's have a look and see exactly what happened. Dan Michel caught no brakes at the end. Let's see what happened to the 3-car. Looks like he tried to move to the inside and he got turned around. Have a look. Watch the 75 Mario car. Yeah. Absolutely no chance. Josh Garrison gets turned around. Dan Michel trying to kill absolutely everybody, failing hilariously. Seth Wanson getting turned by Tristan Catania, who managed to come home in 4th. And yeah, that has to be one of the more different last laps we've seen to decide a title. There is your race winner, and Jeremy Brio will take home all the candies today. We're going to talk to Jeremy, Aiden, and Briley on our podium. Your winner in Tsukuba in a interesting race, to say the least. One Jeremy Brio. Jimmy Kerr will ruin Jeremy's celebration, and we're going to collect our top 3 and see what happens. Live on the podium with our top three after a different sort of race that sees another ARCS champion crowned. Let's start with our third place finisher and third place in the points standings. How about one of those Bluegrass Bandits coming away with a trophy? Briley, you survived long enough to finish on the podium in the race, and you're going to have a bronze MX-5 sent to you, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Different race, though. I mean, what happened? Just kind of chaos in the season finale?
Yeah, it was eventful, I guess, to say the least. I knew on that very last lap there, we was probably going to have half the field wrecking, and then Seth got on the outside of me and made it 3 wide, and at that point, I just decided to ride it out, and then I saw the 44 kind of dive in there. So I took the grass, and I guess I just kind of got lucky making it through that wreck. I don't know how things would have played out if it wasn't for that, but I guess I just got lucky. Kind of wish we wouldn't have had as many cautions as we did. But other than that, I guess I just got lucky finishing in third.
Sometimes luck is all you need, and here you are with that third place finish. How about the race's second place finisher, Aiden Norman, coming away with a silver medal tonight and the MX-5 Cup Championship, finishing 4 points ahead of Jeremy Brio.
Yeah, it was certainly one of the Mazda races of all time. That was something else to be a part of. I wish, like Briley said, that there were a lot more green flag laps, but at the end of the day, we're kind of all to share the blame for that. None of us were really being as cautious as we could have been. But at the same time, we were still out there having fun, having some laughs. So that's really what's important tonight.
As long as you guys were having fun, that is, in hindsight, that is the important thing. I'm glad you had a good one, man, and congratulations on that title. How about the race's winner, Jeremy Brio? Jeremy, you were a part of all of that chaos, and you come away with a trophy and the race win. Officially here, Jeremy, that's 3 out of 6 wins in the MX-5 Cup and a silver medal trophy to show for it.
Yeah, nice. Half the wins it's kind of cool, but I didn't show up at Long Beach, so it didn't really matter in terms of the championship. I mean, last week was more of a killer to me, anyways. But if I showed up to Long Beach, I would have at least had some more points than Aiden. But other than that, good win. I mean, a win for me is good, but that was a hell of a finish there, with all 3 green white checkers being used up. So congratulations to Aiden, and yeah, win number 3.
Win number 3, you've got a trophy coming your way. Are we going to see you this Thursday in the V8 Supercars at the Homestead Oval? You have another win in you this week?
Let's see. We'll see. I hope so. I like those cars in the oval, so I'll try and make it.
We'll see you there Thursday night, man. Congratulations on the race win, and congratulations on finishing second in the standings.
All right, thank you, Rick.
Fans at home, 6 races up, 6 races complete, and that's going to do it for another edition of the ARCS MX-5 Cup. We will return summer 2023, and if you just need more racing in your life, keep it right here on Rick James TV and on iRock TV Media. Race number 4 of 6 in the ARCS Race of Champions. The V8 Supercars will be at the Homestead Oval this Thursday night, 8 p.m. right here on Rick James TV. And until that next race, everybody